first look to the new era in Forge of Empires. It's Jupiter's moon, and we are now going to see what are the new upgrades, units, and all this new stuff that I have just brought out. I was hoping for the expansion earlier this morning because I have all of my timers quite early, but it doesn't really matter because it's finally out and I have been waiting for it since they announced it in the beta servers. So let's see what they have to offer. So this is the research tree. There are so it's basically quite similar to the previous space ages, that you have your own like settlement on the moon, and then you are going to get a new colony that you are going to build there. They also have the previous era goods buildings that you can build on your like Earth settlement, and then pretty much the same kind of way that they had in space age Venus. So colony expansions and the new production buildings. There are traditionally five new goods for that era. It's advanced DNA, it's topological records, biocreatures, red algae, and enchanted poriferous. So basically, I guess that if I'm going to go to the exploration, then it will be the same kind of way that it has been previously, that you will have two boosts that you will unlock when you are going to explore it. Okay, but because I haven't researched it yet, then I don't have that available at the moment. I have been preparing for it. I have about 1,000 forge points exactly for this occasion, because I usually want to keep about 30,000 forge points so that I can help my guildmates and invest there. And the extra is just I have an arc at level 100, and all of these points will pretty much be just free forge points if you help your guildies and friends. So let's unlock the new era. We are going to have 600 forge points that we are going to invest here, and we are going to unlock it. Yep, so my previous colony is now gone, and I have reached the new age. So traditionally some forge points and coins, but now let's see if I can start exploring. Oh yeah, so this is the new headquarters. It actually looks quite nice. I'm not going to open these at the moment. Yeah. So basically the Jupiter's moon is going to be, they haven't specified it, but from what I have read in the forums is that it's supposed to be Europa, one of the moons of Jupiter. And Europa is covered in ice, and the story goes that underneath the ice there is still liquid water, and there are creatures living there that are more resistant to the cosmic radiation. So humans want to take advantage of that. So basically they want to study these new life forms and splice the genes and integrate them into humans, which I think is a really cool idea, because like people evolving and making themselves better by using other life forms, I don't know, I like the idea of upgrading yourself. So we now have new quests available, and these are my previous recurring quests. I had them completed, and if I advanced, they automatically moved to the next era. So it's pretty much the same. It was 35 goods before, and it's 35 goods now. So these are recurring quests. You will get them after you have completed the main storyline and have completed most of the optional quests. Actually, optional quests are optional. You can skip them all, but because the rewards are usually quite good, I usually complete them. So let's collect our first goods and some supplies. And so these are the story quests. These can't be skipped, and side quests sometimes can. So the random rewards, it kind of depends. Usually I want to get them because the random rewards can also be diamonds or some other like useful thing. So, and gathering coins is usually not a problem. The main disadvantage is that I don't have the quest where I can invest the forge points, because the previous two quests that I had, invest 200 and 150 forge points, are really a good way to farm stuff. So let's see what we will get if we are going to now complete some of the quests. Okay, so I have to gather some coins, and I have to build some things to my colony. But I'm guessing that, oh, I have it available right away. Okay, so it's again quite traditional that I have some buildings where I'm going to get my population, and then I'm going to have roads that are needed to, for the construction of the buildings. So I'm going to build pretty much all of it full, because the next buildings are going to be available later on. I'm just going to check how many forge points I have left, because, okay, 980. I'm going to invest all of that, because I will get my first oxygen generators, which is pretty much the morale for the colonies here, and it also has 3 colony expansions. So 550 here. Let's unlock it, and I'm going to check again. I know it's kind of stupid that I keep this, but I just don't want to go below 30,000 forge points, like invested and what I have in stock. So I have another 430 points. Let's also put them here, and I will get more of them anyways from different sources. And just like rushing to the end, it takes a little bit away. Like you are going to play just a day or two, and then you have unlocked everything, and then it's just back to farming. So because the new buildings for the colony are away a little bit, or I have to unlock them, I'm just going to build these new structures. And I'm going to do, or I'm going to build as much as I can, because they are going to start producing the local currency. So credits, which are used to start exploring the different new expansions, or the map. Yeah, if you're going to start exploring the map and collecting the new era-specific goods, then they are going to be used. So the era-specific good is unknown DNA. So it's similar to the carbon and ice and ore from the previous ages. And let's see if I can start exploring the new, oh yeah. So it's going to take 1 day, which is quite similar to the other, or close to the Venus age. But because I have a castle level, that reduces it about 10% or something like that. So it's going to take some time to reach the new continent, or like the new planet. yeah, so this will be unlocked later on. So these were the goods buildings that I unlocked, and now let's upgrade some of the buildings. The main ones that I'm going to do right away is the military buildings, because the previous era units are usually quite useless, and upgrading the buildings that are going to give you any kind of military units should be upgraded. So Governor's Villa and Royal Bathhouses and all of these other buildings are going to be upgraded. So this goes for the buildings that produce military units. If you have goods units or like buildings that produce goods, then these you might consider not upgrading, because getting a previous era goods is quite tedious. You have to trade down, and it takes time, and it's, as I said, tedious. So I'm just looking for other, or my last dojo. I'm going to reopen it. I think it should update the information. Yeah, so the last dojo is where? Show me again. It should usually blink if you click on it. And for the goods buildings, I'm probably going to upgrade most of them, because I have enough from the previous era, like the goods. But I still can't find the dojo. So I had 3 of them there. Oh yeah, there it is. So now the military buildings are done. I'm also going to do some of the goods buildings. So I'm not going to upgrade anything from Arctic Future or Oceanic Future. I'm just going to do like these Space Age Venus ones, because getting these different kind of goods is quite useless. So I'm going to upgrade it, and sometimes the buildings also will provide a little bit more of attack power, or more happiness and more people. So Stage of Ages, which is a new building from the previous event, I have a few of them. So okay, so it's just going to have the same kind of stats basically, and instead of getting the Space Age asteroid belt, I'm going to get the Space Age Venus goods. So Celtic Farmstead is the next one. Muhak Temple will also be upgraded. Synthesizers, I'm just like preparing. I have about 20,000 of these, and I just want to be on the safe side, that if the next era comes, I will have enough of the like specific goods of that era, because it's going to take about 20,000, or I'm actually not sure, not that much. There should be a research button here, because I haven't used it in a long time. Oh yeah. Okay, so the add-on that I'm using, the helper, it is going to require an update, because it didn't actually show how many goods are needed. So also Athlon Abbey. One of the ways on how to do it is also to look at how many goods the buildings are producing. For example, it's much more reasonable to upgrade like the Wonder Wheel and the Shushim mill than House of Wolf, because they give so much more. So the wheel, the mill, I think it was... Druid Temple, which is here, and the Sun Temple. House of the Wolf again, and the harvest barn. I don't know why the thing goes away. Probably because I click on a building and then it goes away. Okay, and then the hippodrome will also be upgraded. So yeah, a little bit more of the population and a little bit more of happiness, which if you are at this stage is well, unnecessary, because I have an extra population about 20,000 people, and there isn't anything that I would need from there. And Olympic Treasury also, it's so many buildings, so many buildings. Oh yeah, there it is. The Shinto temple will also be upgraded, and Yggdrasil abandoned asylum, which is, oh yeah, there it is. And the dojos are already there. So that's done, at least for the moment. So now the tech build or the research that you will do is quite similar to the previous eras. Like you will get colony expansions, more colony expansions, even, oh yeah, so you will get some expansions for your main city, but I think you will just get 2 of them. Yeah, 2 of them. The rest are for the colony. So you will also get one for the, oh, okay. You will also get the victory expansion, which I already accidentally used. It's about 1.6 million medals, which again isn't a problem if you are reaching this kind of age. And then you have more diamond expansions. So I pretty much I spend all of my diamonds for the expansions, because this is the most efficient way where to, well, spend your diamonds on. Because if you're going to buy more land, then you can build more buildings and get more whatever you like. Like if you need more attack power for your army, or if you need more units, or if you need more goods, the expansions are going to give you that. So it's going to cost quite a lot of diamonds, but because I will not be using them for anything else, I will just buy one. So this is one of the things that they have already implemented before that. If I remember correctly, I had bought most of the expansions that were available. Actually, I bought them all, and there were 2 available that I couldn't buy for anything. So now they have these diamond expansions and some from the research. But basically all of this here, I think that they are preparing not for this age, but also one age after that, because that's quite a lot of expansions. And the second thing is that they already implemented is the zoom level. So basically this was the previous maximum zoom level that you can have, and now you can zoom out once more, so you have a better overview about your city. So now let's see if we are going to see what kind of units they have available. So as I said, unfortunately I don't have my timers. They are going to some great buildings, like the ones that give most forge points are a little bit later, but most of my other buildings are going to, well, give the units and all this other stuff tomorrow morning. So I will have to wait for that. They also have increased the rewards for obtaining the incidents. So it's about 180, I think. It was 1,760 before. But you will also get the same amount of supplies, and sometimes you will also get the goods. So there are 2 left. One of them is in the water. I will quickly find it. So again, this is why I love the Forge helper, because previously you will have to wonder if you have missed some of the incidents. So nothing special, I just got some of them. So now let's see if the PvP has already changed. Okay, they are still in space age Venus. So this means that I will put some of my units here, and hopefully as a reward I will get something as a you can get new units as a reward if you're going to well, kill them. So these are some of the new units. These are the fast units. So the stats are pretty much what would be expected. I think that they have a certain percentage that each era units will have like their base attack and base defense increased. So the most important thing for new units is actually their skills. So this one has keen eye, not that good because it has some kind of chance of double damage or something like that. But the flying one is actually quite useful. It depends on what units you are going to use it against, because the power dragons will just like see you anyways and shoot you because they have like the power shot. And the second one is the light unit. So this actually might be good because it hides in the rubble. It's not as good as hides in planes, but it is sometimes useful that you have like units that can hide and other units then they can't shoot them. So unfortunately no more units at the moment. Okay, and some goods again. So let's do the same kind of setup again. I probably have to now find new arrangements for how the units are going to, or what combination of units is going to work the best. But at the moment it seems that it works. So artillery units. These are keen eye, which seems to be like a skill that every unit has. And then they have blast. Ignore stealth, that is good, but you have to be close in order to shoot. But the range is really good, it's 24. So it's basically kind of same that the power dragon has. So the artillery units are good. And then the heavy units, force field, it's good as a defense unit because you just can't one-shot it. Like if you have really high attack percentage, then it's going to absorb the like damage that you are going to do, and you have to shoot it at least twice. So okay, at the moment it doesn't seem that they have some really OP unit that is so overpowered that everybody is just using them. For Space Age Venus it was the power dragon, so this was like basically the only unit that you would ever need. But here I think that artillery units are going to be good. Heavy units usually are like tanks, so this means that they will act like tanks, that they will absorb damage but they don't do much damage. Oh, and I also progressed to the Crystal League, so I had 100,000 points, so I will get some forge points. So let's put them to good use. I think that I have enough left that I can also complete this research. So now the next one is for the colony. Okay, so these are the buildings that you can build to build the previous era goods. So the carbon, which I might consider depending on how much I have it. Probably not. Yeah, probably not. And I'm going to sell these ones too, because I have more than enough to like go and develop everything that I need. Yeah, so like asteroid ice and carbon is going to be needed here. More carbon, asteroid ice, and also Prometheum. Now from this point forward, you are going to need era specific codes. So basically, if you unlock all of these, then to go forward, you will need like these new era codes. I think one of the okay, so this is the only one that I haven't seen yet, Harpoon Grenadier. It's the ranged unit for that era, but hopefully we'll see it if we are going to now. Yeah, I think that we are going to buy some new attempts, because I do have quite a lot of medals that I can spare. I'm not sure that many of the... Oh, okay. These are the artillery and the other units. Because I already attacked him, so I'm going to just take another target and let's see what they have. Okay, they also have the fast units and they have the artillery and also the heavy units. It seems that they have different kind of combinations, but not sure that it makes so much of a difference. Yeah, I have to experiment with that, because usually the previous era units will be replaced by the new ones. Okay, so these are the last one, Harpoon Grenadiers and Keen Eye. Okay, so everybody has Keen Eye. Okay, so it increases. I think the Space Age asteroid belt had 25%, Venus had 30, and now it's 35. So I'm guessing that they are going to compensate a little bit, that these units, none of them at the moment seems that it would be like the one unit that you have to have for this era. Because from what I can see at the moment is that artillery units are still going to be one of the best ones, and maybe also flying. But the flying ones will be countered by the power dragons. So yeah, we will see. On one hand, I really do like that you have like only one unit that you are going to require, because then in the city you only have to have one military building. You will get other units from these kind of buildings, where you are going to get, for example, the town hall gives me 5 different kinds of units, and you will gather them from there. But my Alcatraz is just going to give me some rogues, and they are going to give me some power dragons. So this is the only military building that, okay, the rogue then too, but this is the era specific military building that I have. And it would be really nice if I can just replace it with one, because then I don't have to like waste space of building these. Usually they are quite large, like 6 times 7 or something like that. So I got some forge points. I'm going to put them here, and then I have to wait like 50 minutes in order to collect from my other great buildings. Let's see what's on sale. Nothing much. Okay, so this was the first look to Space Age Jupiter's moon. So we looked at some of the, or like the units that we are going to use, the new expansion that we are going to have, and also a little bit about the research. Yeah, I now have to figure out what the best like layout for the buildings is going to be. Probably if I'm unlocking the oxygen generators, then I can replace them and put them somewhere over here. Yeah, and maybe the streets will not be like vertical, but or horizontal, but they will be vertical. I'm not sure. It requires some thinking on how to place them in the best possible way. So, yeah. The new era also has a new great building. You will get the blueprints from helping your friends, because by doing quests I haven't had the chance to get one because the blueprints, are random. So basically you just have to hope that you will luck out and then you will get the blueprints from other sources. But if you close the tech tree from the highlights, you will actually see what the great building is. And the new great building is the AI core. It has two abilities. First, it produces goods for the guild treasury. It will produce the goods from your era. This means that if you are in later ages, it probably will be useless to the guild. At least if you have a server where the guilds have been around for, more than a few months, because at the later ages, the resources will be quite useless. You will need the resources from previous eras. I will just open my guild and see what our treasury holds. So the first ages, we don't have that much. Then the most problematic ones are contemporary era and tomorrow era. And the later ages, we have millions. So basically, we don't need the buildings that will give these kind of goods. I actually understand InnoGames that they don't want to create buildings that will give you goods to the guild from previous ages, because this will mess up the economy. Because the major reason why players are trading down is to get goods for the guild. And this will give the earlier era players to get later era goods by doing these kind of trades. But it would be nice to have an option that you can downgrade your buildings to previous eras, something that you can farm, maybe also a fragment system that you have with the statues of honor and stuff like that. But okay, so this is the first ability of the AI core. The second one is that it helps you collect more special goods inside your main city. Basically, the main goods are like this Promethium and Oricralium, and it's useful maybe if you are in Arctic Future and Oceanic Future, because I remember that some of the research was behind these resources because I didn't have enough of them. But it doesn't seem to be worth it. You will have other obstacles to get through, and other great buildings will give you bigger bonuses. So it seems that it's, in my opinion, quite useless. I might get it if I have upgraded all of my other buildings to higher levels, to level 80 or something like that. I think it's better than the other similar type of buildings. For example, you have the Atomium, which pretty much gives the same kind of thing and with happiness. So it's better than this one, but as I said, if you haven't got the main great buildings that you need in order to progress faster, then I think it's quite useless. So that's the great building for the new era Jupiter's moon. This was the very brief overview about the new age that was released today.